Your whole body, from wingtip to wingtip, Jonathan would say, other times, is nothing more than your thought itself, in a form you can see. Break the chains of your thought, and you break the chains of your body, too. If your happiness depends on what somebody else does, I guess you do have a problem. Science is a seagull, it knows the sky. It is a squirrel, it knows the forest. It is a mole, it knows the underground. It is a dolphin, it knows the ocean. Science is a multi-talented creature. You can't understand it until you experience the simple joy of the first time your son points at a seagull and says, "Duck." Do you remember you shot a seagull? A man came by chance, saw it and destroyed it, just to pass the time. A movie I must have seen 10 times is Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It's an old movie but still has such a beautiful message. If I had only one film I could take on my computer on a desert island, I would take Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Bertrand Piccard. If I were to command a general to turn into a seagull, and if the general did not obey, that would not be the general's fault. It would be mine. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. A moment later Jonathan's body wavered in the air, shimmering, and began to go transparent. Don't let them spread silly rumors about me, or make me a god. Okay, Fletch. I'm a seagull. I like to fly, maybe. How those fires burned that is no longer, how the weather worsened, how the shadow of the seagull vanished without a trace. Was it the end of a season, the end of a life? Was it so long ago it seems it might never have been? What is it in us that lives in the past and longs for the future, or lives in the future and longs for the past? Mark Strand. It was a great mistake. My being born a man would have been much more successful as a seagull or a fish. As it is, I will always be a stranger who never feels at home, who does not really want and is not really wanted, who can never belong, who must be a little in love with death. Eugene O'Neill, Seagull Quotes Love. Instead of our drab slogging forth and back to the fishing boats, there's reason to live. We can lift ourselves out of ignorance, we can find ourselves as creatures of excellence and intelligence and skill. We can learn to be free. We can learn to fly. Richard Bach. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, dead at 53. Over Barcelona today, the famed reindeer was hit by a flock of seagulls and a 747. Eyewitnesses report that the reindeer in Spain was hit mainly by the plane. Colin Mockery. Idea for a short story. The shore of a lake, a young girl who's spent her whole life beside it, a girl like you, she loves the lake the way a seagull does, and she's happy and free as a seagull. Then a man comes along, sees her, and ruins her life because he has nothing better to do. Destroys her like this seagull here. Anton Chekhov.